have some questions for them as missionaries to different cultures, different subcultures. Oh, thank you. Different subcultures within our larger American culture. So here's the first question. What is your particular culture or audience?
Here, you go first. You said I wanted to go last. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
The target audience that we're trying to reach are new believers and those interested in Christian perspectives. Is that all I say?
Like what kind of people? What would you describe them as, or how would you describe their mindset?
I guess there's a lot of assumptions that people make about Christians or non-Christians, and we're trying to sort of bridge the gap and bring to light perspectives that maybe aren't talked about, or that are cultural differences or ethnic differences, to try to bring better understanding between Christians, especially new Christians who don't know a lot about Christianity or what's in the Bible and different perspectives in the Bible. So.
Well, my target culture is the hip hop culture. Yeah, I like that. Anybody heard of hip hop? Okay. Hip hop, as we all know, you can see it on TV, as soon as you get on the internet, billboards, movies, everywhere you go. You see some type of influence of the hip-hop culture, and I think we have a duty as Christians, even if you didn't grow up in the culture as I did, to have something to do with this culture because it's everywhere. Hip-hop is multicultural in and of itself. Anywhere around the world, from China to Europe to Africa, anywhere you go, it's crazy because hip-hop has reached places that the message of Jesus Christ haven't even reached. So that's my target culture, and just a little... people always use these 4 original elements to describe hip-hop culture is rapping, what we call is MCing. You heard rappers before, right? Okay. Rapping, breaking, that's a form of dance, and locking and popping. Me and my wife, we look at this show, So You Think You Can Dance. No. America's Best Dance Crew, MTV. You heard of that? Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of hip-hop dance on there, and graffiti art is another element of hip-hop. What's the last one? DJing, where they get records and scratch them together and involve it in their music and do parties and different things. And also with our fashion and our language, we're talking a lot of slang. Sometimes I refer to Ramon as what's up, Ramon Dizzle, or something like that. Tim Dizzle, or VX Dizzle. Okay.
I also target hip hoppers. Yes, just kidding. Seriously, guys. I have a video clip because this is a very complex question. So I figured I'd have a video clip for you guys to see who I spend my energy and my time with. And this is a depiction of all the people that we target. So it's about 30 seconds. Thank you, Colin.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. You see the park behind him.
So those are the only people that I talk to, and I'm just kidding. But I want to shout out, when we're talking about shout outs, I want to thank all the surfers for coming out and supporting me, and none of them, these cats right here, none of them are like that dude in the video, although Jesus, except for Charles, but Jesus loves that dude too. There's a famous quote that kind of sums this up. It says, surfing's not a lifestyle, it's life where style is just an option. If you could name that movie, I'll buy you lunch. Anybody? Step in the liquid. All right, I'll buy you lunch, Charles. So, you know, we got our own style of speaking and the way we dress, the way we live our lives. It falters everything. You know, once you get the sand in between your toes, you can never go back. So, Kelly Slater calls it the mob. Once you're in, you can't get out. So that's the way I describe it. I just ripped off all these quotes, but that answers the question. So,
At least you gave him credit, man.
yes.
Next question. How did you develop a heart for that particular culture and a heart for the way you're ministering to that culture?
Okay. So I was raised a vegetarian and also love animals and the environment. And in college, before I became a Christian in college, but this was before I became a Christian, I would eat in the dining hall on a regular basis. And a Christian that I knew, she told me across the table, she said, God made animals for eating. And and to me, as a sensitive person and as a vegetarian, that was like kind of hurtful. And, you know, I felt like I couldn't connect to God. It was a stumbling block for me, you know. And so I felt confused by that. Like, that's not a way to love people and to, you know, encourage them to discover God. It was that had the opposite effect. And then later on, after I became a Christian, through some other people, not through her, unfortunately. But later on, I was a part of an environmental science and policy club on campus, and I was around a lot of environmentalists, and none of them were believers. And I really felt that it'd be really cool to have a tool to share with these other environmentalists, like, you know, an article in a magazine to say, hey, you know, God does care about the environment, God does care about animals, and have a perspective that's, you know, written down, you know, colorful, like really easy to share with people. So God just put in me just a desire to create a magazine that could be an outreach tool for Christians and then be a place for new Christians to discover God's perspective on things through Christians from all different cultures and all different nations and ethnicities.
Amen.
So.
What's the name of the magazine?
New Identity Magazine. Okay, it's available online at newidentitymagazine.com, and it's free. The online version has a digital viewer, and that's what you see up here. So anyone can access it if they have Flash on their computer. And you can also buy print copies. There's these are proofs I have of the first 4 issues. It's a quarterly magazine, and you can buy a print copy through the website as well. I don't mark up the magazine. It's just we're using a print-on-demand service, and so they charge, you know, 20 cents a page. So that's how much it costs for us and for you, for anyone who wants to buy it. But it's really nice to have a print copy because then you can actually give it to an environmentalist, a hip hopper, a surfer, you know, because there's actually Mark and went on a missions trip and Todd and they Todd wrote an article about their trip, and it's in the magazine. And then Ramon wrote an article about hip hop, is in the first issue. So we're trying to cover, you know, all different topics to really reach all different types of people with different interests.